Stevie, as always, we'll look back at the Alloa match at the weekend to begin with. A 2-1 victory, and as you agreed after the match on Saturday, maybe a battle, but it was one that we came through with maximum points, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, having looked back at the game, Jordan, maybe a bit unfair on us the first half when we mentioned the word battle and grinding the game out to get the victory, because the first half was very good. Played some really good football. When I look back, I know you don't win games of football just purely on stats, but we had 54% of possession against Alloa, so I was really happy with the way that we passed the ball in the first half. Probably didn't get the ball into their half enough in the second half of the game, but we scored a very good goal at a good time in the second half, and then we showed the other quality to us that I think it's won us a number of points this season already, that togetherness, fighting spirit, and seeing out a game when we were getting put under the cosh a wee bit. So very pleasing, even adapting to putting Lewis Mayo back in at centre back and going with the 3 centre backs and playing with 2 wing backs in the dying stages of the game. The boys showed what it meant to get the 3 points on board.
I know that when we speak after the match, for you and I, it's always a bit raw. We've never seen much back, so you're only going on what you could remember over the 90 minutes. And when I sat down to edit the highlights, it became clear that while Alloa, especially in that second half, had a lot of the ball and put a lot of balls into the box and went very direct, they didn't have too many direct shots at goals. Wine never had many saves to make, and they never cut through us that much. So that must be pleasing that despite them maybe having a lot of possession, we still managed to stand firm and stick to our beliefs and be very disciplined.
Yes, I see. You say there, they did put a number of balls in their box, especially the second half, and we managed to stand strong to it. I think there was, probably an influence after the game with the way Peter had spoken about penalty decisions and, the header that ended up in the back of our goal, but there was a tug on Paul Watson. Sometimes the referees don't pick up on it, but it was enough to stop Paul Watson from getting up and at least challenging for the header. And as I say, we managed to find a way winning the game. That was vitally important. It gets us back up into second place in the league, and in a positive place now to go down to Dumfries, which is going to be a real tough one because they're in a good bit of form. They find themselves in the playoff positions as well. But a place that we went down there last season and won 3-2, and we're looking to go and try and get all 3 points again.
We touched on it on Saturday, but the 2 debutants, Craig Whiting and Kyle McDonald, after he came off the bench, they seemed to step into the side seamlessly. And again, that must be a big positive for yourself, that the work you're doing on the training ground means that these guys could come in and it doesn't take them 2 or 3 games to really get to know their teammates and the style they play.
Yeah, I was delighted, for Craig as a striker coming in, scoring goals. Is what you sort of get judged upon, but his all-round performance was excellent considering he hadn't played for a number of weeks. He's slightly different to the way that Kevin O'Hara and Lewis McCann play in Declan, but he comes in at a good age. He's 23 with a lot of good years ahead of him. As I say, Kevin and Lewis McCann are slightly behind in terms of their development and first team experience, but it's a good fit for the club with Declan being that little bit older and probably having more guile and leading the line. So we've got 4 boys that are more than capable of having an impact on how the season's going to pan out. In terms of Kyle, I thought he came on, in difficult circumstances to get thrown on for your debut 25 minutes into a game, but he didn't shirk away from it. I thought he was excellent, and it's probably the way that he trains. He's never given anything 100% since he joined the club, and he deserved his chance, and he played a big part in helping us get all 3 points. In
terms of Kyle coming on, it was obviously due to Aaron Comrie going off injured. Is there any update to how it's looking for him? You said on Saturday it looked like a hamstring injury.
Yeah, it's a hamstring that Aaron's felt, but I think he's been clever enough to, not push it. If he's maybe tempted to go and try and play for another 5 minutes or so, he could have done more damage to it. So we'll see where we're at come the end of the week. Saturday may possibly come too soon for him, but other than that, we think it's not going to be a long-term one.
In terms of other team news, in terms of guys like Vitas, who you were still hoping to get up to speed again, to see continue to be in contention, or is he still a bit to go?
Yeah, a bit of both. You know, we're not ruling anybody out at this stage. We're going to have to use all players at all times to be challenging at the top end of the table. And the big man's working extremely hard again. And, you know, if we feel it's right to put him on the bench, depending on what shape we go with at the weekend, and the personnel that we see fit to give us options to come off the bench, then, you know, he'll certainly come into contention.
Another player that has really grasped his chance over the last few weeks is Fraser Murray. You must be delighted with the form that he's shown after being patient on the bench. It just shows you if you keep your head down and work hard and take your chance when it comes along, you could reap the benefits of that.
I think the pleasing thing with Fraser is we know that he's scored a few goals for us already. He's had to deal with being in the team, being out of the team. He's had an injury. You know, that's part of being playing first team football, and that was the excitement of coming to the club. We're reaping the benefits now that he's adding, you know, and showing his quality. And as I say, he's enjoying it. That's important, as I ask all my players at the club to do as well. And, you know, the fact that he assisted one with his right foot at the weekend, coming on into his right foot, and it's an instinctive finish by Craig Whiting with outside the foot finish, and then he takes it onto his left foot. It's a challenge that, you know, as a defender you hate, because you show Fraser one way, he's capable of putting the ball in, and show him the other way, then he's capable of delivering as well. So long may that continue.
And in terms of the game on Saturday away to Queen of the South, we know how tough a task it is going down there. And as you said, on Saturday, it's about focusing on ourselves and taking the belief of Saturday's victory down to Dumfries and trying to pick up another 3 points.
Well, as it's using the platform again, you're only as good as your last game, and we're certainly going to get complacent. The league doesn't lie. We're sitting 10 points ahead of Ayr United, I think. You know, they find themselves sitting in ninth position at the moment, but we're sitting in second. We're in a healthy situation. I think there has been improvement with this squad. We showed that battling quality to get 3 points at the weekend to give us a chance now to go down to Queen of South in confident mood. And we'll face different challenges. You know, it's a different type of AstroTurf of what we train on at Alloa. It's a different Astro of what we play on at Wraith Rovers, but one that we're looking forward to. The one thing I will say is our away form hasn't been, you know, poor this season, but we haven't probably won enough games away from home. So, you know, there's no better place to start than Saturday.
The last time, if I remember rightly, that we were down at Queen of the South, 2 centre-backs got on the score sheet. You'll be hoping that Ewan Murray can get another goal this weekend. We spoke to him and he said he doesn't really matter. He doesn't bother who scores. It doesn't matter to him as long as the team pick up 3 points. And I suppose that's the mentality that you want in your squad, isn't it?
Yeah, I think at this stage of the season, Jordan, it's now we're wanting to win games of football to keep ourselves at the top end of the championship. And it's good to hear that you're speaking that way, because I think that's an area that we've improved on. We're scoring goals from different areas of the pitch now. And that complements the boys' attitude. You know, they work hard on a daily basis. There's no petty blips kicking about the squad. We're all hungry to try and finish as high as possible in this league as we can. And we're hungry to try and improve as a squad and as a coaching staff. So, as I say, there'll be challenges if what Queen of the South bring. They're in a good bit of form themselves. But again, we've got to focus on what we're good at as well.
Perfect. Good luck on Saturday. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers, Jordan. Thank you.